Welcome to the On the Edge podcast. What lessons from your 20s, from being a professional fighter and having a mixed bag of results, have carried over to business?
Life sucks. Life hurts. It's painful. You have to do it anyway. So either you're going to be poor and in pain, or you're going to have some money and in pain. You're going to be miserable one way or the other. Life is hard. There's so many people passing right now, so many people falling ill. Life's not going to be gentle to you, and jiu-jitsu's not. You just got to go through the motion and have the best time possible. Do what you love. And if you hate urine samples, don't do urine samples.
What's been the biggest surprise since you switched over? Like, what's the thing you enjoy the most about being a business owner, and what's the new urine sample? Like, what's the point where you're like, oh, I can't wait till we're successful enough to hire somebody else to do that part of it?
Cleaning the mats. I clean the mats every time I'm on it, and I train twice a day, so I probably clean the mats 3 times a day.
Yeah, your gym is impeccably clean. Like, you are neurotic at an awkward level, which I appreciate because I came from that wrestling world where people get ringworm and kind of weird shit. So I very much appreciate that you clean the mat 3 times a day. But that's the thing eventually you want to hand off?
I would hand it off, but I don't know if anyone's going to do it the way I want it. So that's the new urine sample. I clean the mats every single day. So I come up with my routine, and that's my relaxation time where I sit and listen to podcasts.
Nice. And what's been the most pleasant surprise? What's been the most exciting thing that you weren't expecting of starting your own small business?
That's a great question. I saw all this in my head ahead of time. I knew what was going to come from this. I saw the family feeling, the camaraderie, the new friends. Honestly, there's nothing that surprises me. I saw this all coming.
And talk a little bit about the economics of the gym, right? Because I know that you have a pretty Sparta lifestyle. You know, if you needed to, I know that you would sleep in the gym. Yep. You know, you're frugal. You don't spend a lot of money. You're still wearing the same jeans from high school from 1995. Luckily, you stayed skinny, so you can still wear all your junior high clothes. You got some Jordache jeans in there that I've seen you walk into the gym a few times in. But knowing that you keep yourself at like a bare minimum of lifestyle, are you comfortable talking about the economics of a gym? Like how many students do you have to have? Like what's the overhead look like? Like, of course, because every business has to hit that critical mass of profitability. And since this is now your sole source of living, like what does that look like for expense ratio and students and you know, making a living?
Well, there's a reason a lot of the gyms are going out of business right now is because there's too much overhead. So even if I don't have a single student, I'm just going to pay the rent for myself because that's where I'm training at. And I don't feel like going to another dirty mat gym. So you find a place that has very little rent. It doesn't take a lot of electricity. The lights are only on during classes. I use the air conditioning, the heating as needed. I don't pay any employees. I don't even pay myself yet. So all I do is I need 30 students. And that's not that difficult.
30 students to keep the lights on, or 30 students to like put a little money in your pocket and feed Jeff?
I get a couple bucks. It pays my car payment.
Perfect.
So then I don't have any other bills really. Cell phone, car payment, insurance. That's it.
Perfect. And how much was the cost? You have what, about 1,000 square foot gym? Is that fair?
Yeah, 900 to 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Very small.
And to get everything, because it's beautifully laid out. I mean, it's not a ton of space, but there's plenty of space for 20 of us to be kicking the shit out of each other. Mm-hmm. So 1,000 square feet, you know, walls are padded, floors are padded. We got springs under the mat so people don't get injured. It's very nicely laid out. When it was all said and done, soup to nuts, you know, deposit on the building, getting the utilities hooked up, you know, I'm guessing that was tens of thousands of dollars worth of mats. Like, what was the all-in cost to say, I now own a gym, Scott, let's go and work out?
And you know what? This is great. Most people say, I can't start a business because I have no money. I did this with $0. I had credit card debt when I started. I took on $15,000 of credit. I think I did this for less than 20 grand, 15 grand I think I did it for. You can probably do it for 10 if you want to get cheap mats, but I figured let's get the top of the line. You can maybe get away for 10 grand, 10 to 20 grand. If you're spending more than 20 grand, or if you're spending 20 grand to open a gym, you're doing it wrong. You have to do it as cheap as possible and don't cut corners on your mats. So 15 grand a credit card. I did it all on credit card. It's all paid off. I paid off all my regular debt. I am now debt free. I no longer work for somebody, and I have my own business.
And that's 1 year in what is probably the worst year in the last 100 years to start a business.
That's what they say.